Hey, before we start today's episode, I want to share an app that I think you'll really love. It is called Lingopie, and honestly, it's such a fantastic way to improve your French. Inside the app, you can watch hundreds of native French TV shows, music videos, and movies. And the best part is that you can even connect your Netflix and Disney Plus accounts to extend your library even more. Plus, you can click on any word from the subtitles to get an instant translation, save them, and review them later with quizzes. So you're not just watching something passively, you're actively learning as you watch. And I actually have a few students who are already using Lingopie, and they've told me that it's been amazing for them in terms of building up their vocabulary. It works for all levels from beginner to advanced, and they even offer live group lessons to help you practice speaking. So I highly recommend giving it a try. I was so pleasantly surprised by the app, and I think you're going to love it too. It's fun, effective, and low effort. There's a link in the show notes so you can start for free and see what it's all about. Now on to today's episode. Bonjour à tous, hello everyone, and welcome back to the French Made Easy podcast. This is episode number 181, numéro 181. Today we are talking conjugation and more specifically about French verb tenses. I will explain the main ones that you need to know as a beginner, when to use them, and why they are important. And of course, I'll also share plenty of examples. Now, before we start, as usual, make sure you've got your lesson cheat sheet in front of you so you can follow along and see how everything is written. And after this episode, head over to the French Made Easy exercise library to practice. It is free. All the links are in the episode notes. Let's get started. So first, what is a tense? So a tense, a verb tense, tells us when something happens. So now, before, or later. In French, we use different tenses to talk about the present, the past, the future, etc. Now, you don't need to master all of these tenses all at once, but knowing what they are will help you follow along more easily when you hear or you read French, and also in your future French studies. So let's go through the most important ones for beginners. Let's start with le présent, present tense. So we use le présent to talk about what's happening right now, what happens regularly, or things that are general facts. This is the tense that you will use the most as a beginner. So that's the first one that I recommend you study. For example, je mange une pomme. I'm eating an apple, or I eat an apple. That is happening right now. Je mange une pomme. Elle va à l'école tous les jours. She goes to school every day. Elle va à l'école tous les jours. That is something that happens regularly. La Terre est une planète. Earth is a planet. La Terre est une planète. That is just a general fact. Tense number 2, le passé composé, the passé composé. So we use le passé composé to talk about completed actions in the past. I repeat that because it's very important. We use le passé composé to talk about completed actions in the past. Now, you'll notice that the passé composé is formed with two parts, so two words, a helping verb, avoir or être conjugated, and a past participle like manger, aller, etc. For example, hier, j'ai mangé une pizza. Yesterday, I ate a pizza. Hier, j'ai mangé une pizza. That is a completed action in the past. Elle a visité Paris l'année dernière. She visited Paris last year. Elle a visité Paris l'année dernière. Le week-end dernier, on a regardé un film. Last weekend, we watched a movie. Le week-end dernier, on a regardé un film. Tense number 3, l'imparfait, the imperfect tense. So l'imparfait is another past tense, but unlike the passé composé, which describes completed actions in the past, l'imparfait describes ongoing actions, repeated habits or states in the past. I repeat that. L'imparfait describes ongoing actions in the past or repeated habits in the past or just states in the past. For example, quand j'étais petit, je jouais dehors tous les jours. When I was little, I used to play outside every day. That describes a repeated habit in the past. I was playing outside every day. Quand j'habitais en Bretagne, il pleuvait souvent. When I was living in Brittany, it was often raining. Quand j'habitais en Bretagne, il pleuvait souvent. Elle était toujours gentille avec moi. She was always kind to me. Elle était toujours gentille avec moi. Now, just a quick note, if you are not 100% confident with the difference between the passé composé and the imperfect, don't panic. I've got a full episode on that coming very soon on the podcast. All right, tense number 4, le futur proche, the near future. So we use le futur proche to talk about things happening very soon. So it's very, very common in everyday speaking, and it's very easy. So you just take the verb aller, conjugate it, and you add another verb in the infinitive. The infinitive is basically the base form of the verb, like manger, regarder, faire, apprendre, etc. Some examples. Je vais bientôt apprendre le français. I'm going to learn French soon. Je vais bientôt apprendre le français. On va regarder un film ce soir. We are going to watch a movie tonight. On va regarder un film ce soir. Il va faire ses devoirs après le dîner. He's going to do his homework after dinner. Il va faire ses devoirs après le dîner. Next tense, we have le futur simple, the simple future. So we use the futur simple to talk about actions that will happen later. It's great for speaking about plans, predictions, or scheduled actions. For example, demain, je prendrai le train. Tomorrow, I'll take the train. Demain, je prendrai le train. That's a plan. Elle finira le travail à 17h. She will finish work at 5 p.m. Elle finira le travail à 17h. That is a scheduled action. Ce soir, on dînera chez mes parents. Tonight, we'll have dinner at my parents' place. Ce soir, on dînera chez mes parents. Next, le conditionnel présent, the present conditional. All right, so this one is probably a little bit more difficult, I'd say, but we use le conditionnel présent to talk about what would happen in certain situations or to be polite. So it's very common for making polite requests or sharing wishes. For example, je voudrais un café, s'il vous plaît. I'd like a coffee, please. Je voudrais un café, s'il vous plaît. It's very polite request. Est-ce que tu aimerais venir avec nous au théâtre? Would you like to come with us to the theater? Est-ce que tu aimerais venir avec nous au théâtre? Avec plus de temps, on voyagerait plus souvent. With more time, we'd travel more. Avec plus de temps, on voyagerait plus souvent. Okay, let's move on to everyone's favorite, le subjonctif, the subjunctive. So, le subjonctif is not a tense per se, because it doesn't tell you when something happened. It's actually a mood. So it shows how the speaker feels about something. So it's usually used after phrases expressing wishes, doubts, emotions, uncertainty. Now, as a beginner, for now, I don't think you need to focus too much on the difference between a tense and a mood. I think for now, just being able to recognize the subjunctive is great. All right. So examples with the subjunctive. Je veux qu'il réussisse. I want him to succeed. Je veux qu'il réussisse. Il faut que tu viennes. You must come. Il faut que tu viennes. J'ai peur qu'il soit malade. I'm afraid he's sick. J'ai peur qu'il soit malade. All right, so that's it. Let me give you a quick recap of all the verb tense that we've seen today. And by the way, if you want to go further, you can also check out my course, French Grammar Made Easy. I teach you how to conjugate all verbs with l'imparfait, présent, subjunctive, etc. All right, quick recap. Let's go over everything that we've seen today. We've got le présent. So use this tense when something is happening now, regularly, or when stating general facts. Le passé composé. Use le passé composé for actions completed in the past. L'imparfait. Use l'imparfait for ongoing actions in the past, habits, or to describe situations, again, in the past. Le futur proche. Use le futur proche to talk about something happening very soon. Use le futur simple for actions that will happen later. Future plans, predictions, scheduled actions. Le conditionnel présent. Use le conditionnel présent to express politeness or hypothetical situations. And finally, le subjonctif. Use the subjunctive after expressions of wishes, doubts, emotions, or uncertainty. I will share a list of all the expressions that require the use of the subjunctive. I'll share that in a future episode. All right. So that is it for today. Remember, you don't need to memorize everything right away. Just take it one step at a time. Also, there are many more tenses in French. Probably those are the ones you need to focus on as a beginner. But don't worry too much for now about the other tenses that I haven't even mentioned in today's episode. Now, head over to the French Made Easy exercise library to practice what you've learned today. Thank you for listening, and I'll chat with you next week. À bientôt. Bye. Now, before you go, if you are just starting your French grammar journey and you are not sure where to begin, I've created something just for you. It is called the French Grammar Essentials Checklist for Beginners, and it will help you keep track of what you already learned, what you need to focus on next, and how to stay organized as you go. You can download the checklist from the show notes. It is completely free. Go grab it, and I'll see you in the next episode. À bientôt. Bye.